Hi everyone, it's Christine from Meals That Matter, your culinary nutrition expert and educator, inspiring healthy living with simple scratch cooking. Today I'd like to take you on a tour of my kitchen so that you can see exactly what's behind the scenes lurking in my refrigerator, freezer, and cupboards. The key to healthy eating is really to begin with a healthy kitchen. So why don't you take a sneak peek and a little tour at what's in my kitchen. The first stop on my kitchen tour is my chalkboard in the kitchen where I keep a running list of all the groceries, staples that as I'm using them in the kitchen, I run into them, I jot them down on my chalkboard. That way, if we run out of lemons or olives, and I can't remember what it is that I've run out of, I've got it handy on my chalkboard. So next to my chalkboard is a pantry where I've got my oils and vinegars. I've got some honey for our coffee and teas, as well as some coconut oil. Got some honey there. Coconut oil on the bottom there. I've got also some onions and potatoes that lurk in here as well because they don't go in the refrigerator. So let's take a peek at my refrigerator. So you can see here that I do have a variety of healthy foods. So I like to keep my nuts and seeds as much as I can in the refrigerator. And the reason for that is because nuts and seeds are high in fat, and so it's a really good idea to keep them in the refrigerator to avoid them going rancid. We've also got some bee pollen, nutritional yeast. I've got ghee and miso. I've got some pasta sauce for those quick meals or on top of pizzas for the kids. I love having leftovers in my fridge as well. And I've also got a variety of my organic spinach. And being a busy mom of three, I've got a partially eaten apple in the fridge. You just never know when you might need a snack. I've got leftover greens from dinner last night. I've got some energy bites that the kids helped me make. We just put those in the fridge. Got more leftovers, my eggs, and fresh produce is always at the bottom. And I try as much as possible to chop things when I can, so that way when dinner's in a pinch, I've already got them ready to go. So you can also see here that I've got the things on the refrigerator door. Yes, there's ketchup there, I know, but you know what? My philosophy is sometimes a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, and especially with the kids, if it means they're gonna eat, the organic chicken breast, if it's dipped in a little bit of ketchup, I'm not gonna worry about it. So here I've got my tamari, I've got some kefir, I've got my organic, gluten-free, unsweetened, carrageenan-free soy milk, which I like to include just a little bit in my tea every day. I've got some handy lemon juice. I know it's better to squeeze our own lemons, but sometimes we don't always have the time. We've got lactose-free milk, organic milk for the kids, as well as salsa. It's really great to have lots of salsa in the fridge as well. I don't have a lot in my freezer right now, but I always like to have a variety of frozen meats, as well as frozen sustainable fish in the freezer, as well as some frozen wild blueberries as well. Let's see what else is lurking in my cupboard. The next stop on our pantry tour is a little peek into some of the cupboards that I have in my kitchen. So I've got a little cubby here where I've labeled my superfoods. So I've got things in here like cacao powder, my spirulina, the cacao nibs, maca, goji berries. What else is lurking in here? That might be it for now. But I've got, you found my secret stash of Giddy Yo-Yo chocolate. I have a couple of these every single day. We've also got some baking things in here like vanilla and cinnamon. I've got my chia seeds. These don't have to be refrigerated. On top of that, if I'm little, I've got more labeled bins in my cupboard with the nuts that I haven't opened yet that I buy in bulk. I've got craisins and raisins and unsweetened flaked coconut. So I try to buy a lot of things in bulk, and it's always handy to have those in your cupboards as well. I've also got a cupboard full of our supplements and protein powders, because these are supplements that we use to supplement our good nutrition. So they're accessible, they're out of reach of the kids as well. Also on my kitchen counter is a variety of my favorite cookbooks, as well as the recipes that I print off from the computer or that I get from other people. I've got my fruits and that are on the counter as well. The pantry tour continues with my assortment of baking goods, things like coconut flour, baking powder, baking soda, salts, different flours are up there as well. And right next to that is my collection of my whole grains. So I've got my rices in here, my quinoas, my millet and teff. And above that, at the very top, I've got a bin full of my dried beans and whole grain pastas as well. Here's the kids' breakfast cupboard, and I like to keep this one nice and low so it's accessible for the kids so they can get their own breakfast ready in the morning. So in this cupboard, I've got a few different dried cereals for the kids. We've got oat bran and buckwheat and steel cut oats. I've got their large flaked oats as well as Cheerios. And the kids and I really love to make a homemade muesli. And my 8-year-old made this all by herself this morning. So there you go. The last stop on my kitchen tour is my pantry with my cans and my jarred food. I've got a variety of jarred veggies, just because I do love fresh produce, but sometimes at the end of the week you find that you've run out of it all. So I've got some roasted red peppers, some artichoke hearts, I've got all kinds of canned beans as well as different salsas, homemade jams, and I've also got diced tomatoes and tuna, which I enjoy maybe once or twice a month. So there you have it, folks. Thank you for taking a peek at my kitchen cupboards. And any questions or you'd like to connect with me, just take a visit at www.mealsthatmatter.ca. From my kitchen to yours, let's make meals that matter.